Hi, I'm Mabel. I will be doing something special with you in a slightly different sort of way. And I'm sure you'd love it.
Come chat with Mabel. Come chat with Mabel.
Hi, I'm Mabel, and you're very welcome to Chat with Mabel. On this edition of Chat with Mabel, the topic is deforestation, and I have it from a reliable source that Nigeria has the highest rate of deforestation in the world. Unless something is done about it by the year 2020, as predicted, we may lose all our forests, plus more. I'll be right back. Don't go away.
Let me know what mood you're in. Come chat with Mabel.
She wants to talk to you.
Come chat with Mabel.
She'll talk with you.
You're welcome back, and it is still Chat with Mabel. Before we went on the break, I talked about deforestation in Nigeria. Hence, I have Deni Bown on my set to put more light on this topic. You're welcome to Chat with Mabel.
Thank you.
I understand you work for IITA. What
I do.
is your position there?
I'm the head of the forest unit, and IITA is the International Institute of Tropical Agriculture. So some people find it surprising we have a forest unit, but really that's about managing natural resources, and agriculture has to take account of managing natural resources.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you come from, and your educational background.
Yeah. Well, I come from England. I've been here, this is my 6th year, so I'm a beginner still in Nigeria. And I came here kind of by chance because my husband started working here. I've always wanted to live and work in the tropics, so I thought I would come along too. I was looking around for something to do, and someone said, well, there may be this project starting in an IITA in Ibadan, and the rest is history.
I also understand that you've written quite a few books as well.
Yes, I have a passion for plants. I'm a plantaholic. Flowers, herbs, you name it, trees, anything that's a plant fascinates me. So the books that I've written have been all about plants and gardens and wild places, and especially about herbs that we use for flavour in food, and also medicinal plants.
You know this prediction, I don't know if I got it right, that if, our forest is not protected, they're about the year 2020, which is only around the corner, we're going to lose everything. Is that part of the project, what you're doing? Are you replanting?
Yeah, we are doing reforestation. I run a nursery.
Okay.
And we grow native trees.
But I want to talk about funding for all those projects that you're doing. How do you get funding for it?
Well, you have to fill in very complicated application forms to different donors. And sometimes I do that for the forest unit alone, and often we collaborate with other organizations such as Nigerian Conservation Foundation, and I have colleagues with University of Ibadan or Forest Research Institute. So, there's strength in numbers, and also you can, if you've got funding partners, you can specialize in certain areas of the project. So you've got more skills and a better, stronger foundation.
Yeah, what about, really this whole project? I want to go more into it. We're talking about trees and so on, like you're talking about the silk, some trees that the silk, we get silk from the worms, so we get silk from, and those are dying, and Are you regrowing them or what? Yeah.
Well, that is one of the projects I'm really keen on, because one thing is I don't think people really realise just how important forests are. The materials that we get from forests. Most people think it's you cut the tree down and you sell it for timber. Nah, it's much more complicated than that. We have so many things, even things we don't even know about yet. If we leave our forest, we find we have a new need in medicine, we find the answer there. But the wild silk, the traditional wild African silk, there's not much of it made anymore because the trees have been cut down, so there aren't so many silkworms, as you say.
Isn't that what they use in Ashoke?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Traditionally, very expensive for royalty, but I would like to revitalize the whole thing so that producing like maybe fabrics for fashion, for textiles for the home, and that would be employing designers, and young people, both in the production and the design, and then the whole value chains, even for export.
Export, I was just going to say that.
Yes, exactly. And then you can use the natural dyes from the forest. And there's a big market out there for this kind of product. And then it can be a driver for reforestation, because you need those trees to produce those silkworms.
Yeah. And then how do you see it? What's your way forward? I mean, you're not going to be here forever. If your husband has to go, you have to go. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. Well, I'm talking about training. The way forward. What is kind of the package? That is going to spread to our younger generation, mostly in training them and instilling these values into them.
This really is what it's all about. It's about building capacity and, training, and also, in a way, this sounds a bit emotional, but it's getting people to fall in love with their own country again. Nigeria is not just about cities. I mean, Lagos is an amazing city, of course, but there is more to Nigeria than its cities. Everyone that lives in a city actually still depends on the forest.
Exactly.
For clean air, for water, for soil, for erosion control, all these things, as well as growing the food and producing all these. I mean, we have bushmeat, we have the herbs, spices, medicinal plants, so many things in the forest. If only we will leave it, that will supply us for generation after generation after generation. And so starting, with the young people, training them, giving them a kind of, maybe a new sense of value they don't often get when they're in the city and with the modern media, which is, all about glamour and getting rich quick and stuff.
I'll be right back.
Let me know what mood you're in. Come chat with Mabel.
She wants to talk to you.
Chat with Mabel.
The chat show with a difference.
Come chat with Mabel.
She'll talk with you.
I must say thank you very, very much. And I would say on behalf of Nigeria, it's nice to have people like you taking interest in what we do and promoting us and so on, at least giving us the push, and it's a pleasure having you on this show.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
I love being here. Thank you.
I have been chatting with Deni Bown, and I tell you something, she's an amazing woman, and if we can have a few more like her in Nigeria will go places. So I would have to say ciao ciao, see you same time next week. Do not forget to join me.